Yo, yo, what is good? What is up, my baby? You already know what it is, man. We here with Swag Daddy. Back up in this thing. Yeah, we're gonna see what's up. Now, I would imagine the place that I held yesterday is no longer there. I haven't checked Combat Maelstrom. I don't know. I don't know what to expect here. Wow, yo, we're actually, Nobody's touched it. Nobody's touched it since then. Interesting. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's up with this group, though? We're missing 3 people. Did they just like opt out or what? Like the account's gone? Top 50 still. Whew. Yo, are people are just not like, they just said whatever, bro. I guess it's not as widespread as I thought. But I mean, these scores will regulate this will be the norm in like the much lower ranks. And I say much lower ranks as if top 200 is, you know, low. But what I mean to say is, like, in this range here is where you're going to start seeing the 4.2 million scores. Potentially even higher. Honestly, just depends on the day. So I'm gonna try something out, because now we can fully max this out, which should in turn mean that we can play with Swag Daddy himself and put Tatsumaki on the side, which is blasphemous, I know. But we should have no issues with sustain now. Like with this amount, we should have no issues. I'll keep watch. He doesn't need this, so I'm inclined to swap it. Just being honest, he doesn't need it. He doesn't need the attack buff. It's pretty much like useless. It's completely useless. Even with the only reason to use this, right? Here. The only reason is for the attack. Which, I mean, it's not even that great. It's a buff to himself. It's only 80 seconds, and this is just better? Question mark. It's better, but this is like this is the one that we want. That's the one that we want, and we'll eventually have that. But for now, this is what I'm rocking. Give me a sec. Just want to regulate the volume. There we go. So it won't be like imbalanced in terms of my voice and the game itself being like pretty close to each other. Shouldn't be the case. Alright. Alright. Okay. So it started about 6 minutes. Whoops. Slap him on. Slap him real good. Somebody use their ultimate, which Yeah, just one place. Yeah, I need him to not, like... There we go. Easy. Yeah, he can escape. This is the really good thing about Amai mask. They just cannot get away from you. It's like, holy crap, he was gonna do that thing again. There we go. Tatsumaki still has her buff up. Damn. I didn't dodge in time. You can just, what you can do, which I was being greedy, you can just pop these and you have super armor during that time, which is like, if he didn't have super armor, bro, I don't know how he would play. It would be really bad. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, it's worn off. So we probably. You also gotta watch in case you're hit stunned for whatever reason. Because you can interrupt your own combo by thinking like, oh, I pressed it already. In reality, you got hit. But that's if you're not paying attention and looking at the screen. You still hit her when she's up there. That's what I'm saying. Pretty sure your damage increases as long as you don't drop the combo. So more than anything over the speed, you just want to make sure that you're actually landing these hits. Like, make sure you're getting the right combos in. It's way, way more valuable if you just get the combo instead of trying to do it as fast as possible and missing. Because you miss out on just too much damage. Too much damage left out on the table if you don't do it properly. Also, don't do what I did. You can't hit her when she's that high up, unfortunately. I'm just gonna get her out of here. Damn. Nice, nobody got hit. Should be good. Let's go. Damn. There we go. Nice. Nice. Damn. Damn. Gotta sit him down. Huh? That came at the right time. Damn, I should have done that sooner. I'd have 2 extra seconds. I think that's the best that we've done, actually. Yeah. That's the best that we've done. 1.7. Not bad, not bad. Hey, with that, that's actually almost comparable to Tatsumaki in terms of her, like, her damage when I'm in control of her. So that's pretty good. I've gotten a lot better with controlling him. Yeah, that's pretty good. Tatsumaki's damage is, it's all right. She does double this when you're controlling her. She does double that, which, you know, I suppose that makes sense. All in all, that's a really good run. I'm actually pretty pleased with that for what we were able to do. 4.3. Yeah, we did a little bit better. There's really just not gonna be too much more that you can do with the score, like, unless you're playing like absolutely perfect, then you can push the score up to maybe like 4.5 with what I currently have anyway, which, I mean, I played about as good as you're gonna get. Like, it's I would say it's relatively above average play right there, so it's not like it's, you know, crazy, but it's pretty good. I mean, in top 50, I'll take it. Like, that's nothing to snuff at. Like, top 50 in the entire North American server. Like, that's pretty good. And then, like, our previous score, you know, 136. Like, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So, yeah, I mean, there's only 2 days left pretty much with this. So, whatever scores you see at this point, like, there will definitely be some pushes, so there could be changes to the score at some point in time, but I think that it's pretty much just going to be what you see there. So hopefully whatever scores you happen to get, you've, you know, done your best. You still have time to push that score as far as you can get it. If you don't have Amai mask, it's not like it's the end of the world. He's not like, oh my god, this is a must-have character. He's absolutely busted. But he does help overpower quite a bit. It's just him like, just having him and having his arms. Like, the difference between having him and not having his arms, and then having him and his arms, is massive. The difference between having him and having potential dupes in him as well as his arms is another massive jump. So I would say, for like the average individual who got just the character, he's okay. He's just okay. But he does have a lot, and I mean a lot, of utility. Like, this is a ridiculously good support character that can also double as a DPS. That's how you should be thinking about Amai Mask. He's essentially a really good support. If you have him maxed out, then he's like one of the best DPSs in the game. Which, I mean, if you're gonna max out any character, I would hope that they're, really good as far as like limited characters are concerned. So that point is kind of mute, but moot rather. But the thing is, right? The reason I say this is because of this particular buff that he has on his arms that makes him like absolutely insane. So if you go here, right, and you go through these, like these are pretty big, like that right there is massive. Instead of like a minute, you get an additional 90 seconds. That's massive. But like this buff from here to there is huge. Like you get an additional 50% increase in your overpowered stats. Like that's massive, right? And then you get an additional 20%. Like that's huge. But the biggest thing from this, the reason why the overpowered stat increase is so massive, when you get this however you would manage to do this, which basically means like you have to whale. It wouldn't even matter if you spent like nothing, no currency at all. You would not be able to do this unless you got incredibly good RNG. But this line of text right here, each point of Amai Master's overpower attack increases the damage output of all allies by 0.05% up to 20. Like you get a 20% damage increase. That's huge. Think of how massive the jump is in your damage output in Combat Maelstrom from that purple range of 20% and bumping that up another 20% to the 40%. That's basically what you can think of this as, which is massive. And let's not forget the base attack buff, which scales with the 70% attack buff. So the more of that you have, the better this actually is. I would argue that that buff might be better than what he has in his potentials, right? So you pretty much gain this, like the potential one is huge because you can start out with his buff, with his enhanced mode. This is also huge because it's a 10% damage buff. It's really good. Again, like he's a ridiculous support DPS. So like you either go the arms route or you go the route with just having him, which also, you get a 10% overpowered increase in damage. So it's niche though. It's strictly towards overpowered. Whereas with his arms, I believe that goes for all allies, just because of like him having overpowered. So the arms is effectively better than the dupes into his character, which is pretty insane. Now, I will say having him P6 or like having all of his potentials versus the arms, like overall, you're gonna get more damage. But if you have both, then his damage is absolutely absurd. He will carry you. It doesn't matter if he's type advantaged or disadvantaged. He's going to do absurd levels of damage, and he's supporting the team and making them do more damage. So essentially, Amai Mask just becomes future proof in terms of like his support and his utility. He's just going to be good for a very long time if you were to whale, and then like it's such a tiny amount of people. But if you ever see an Amai Mask that is like fully duped out, or somebody has a fully duped out one and you're playing Amai Mask and yours is not, this is like one of the only times where I would actually say, yeah, you should probably swap off, just because of the utility is like just so absurd. Most other characters, if somebody has it maxed out, it doesn't matter, man, because their damage is just like for them, and there's no content in the game that's co-op where you need to swap off of a character to let somebody else play it, other than the fact that they just want to play the character. So if somebody's doing that and it's not on My Mask, even if it is, like, who cares? It doesn't matter. They don't matter. If it's not their room, then it doesn't matter. And if that's the case, when they open up the room, they should already have the character set for them in the first place. But otherwise, no, it doesn't. It does not matter. It's not a big deal. This right here, extending the duration up, the difference between the My Mask in his base with no dupes versus him at P6 is so absurd, because you sit in this mode forever. You sit in this mode for so long. By the time you're out of it, most fights are just going to be done. The times where they're not, which is like Combat Maelstrom, Abyssal Wanderer, if you go in there, and the hard test, which is like the only forms of content where that would matter. Yeah, this is huge. Like this would, yeah. My Mask will carry you. He's really, really good. The people who are saying that he's not good, again, the difference between just having a My Mask and not having his arms versus having his arms is huge. It is huge. So he's not going to feel as good to play if you do not have his SSR arms. Now, what I say, is it absolutely necessary? No, but you're going to feel the difference, and the difference is pretty substantial because of the fact of, like, there's a 40% attack bonus versus, it's the same thing for Sonic, but it's better. Because of the fact that the overpowered attack stats get increased by, it's doubling it. Excuse me. So yeah, it's actually pretty huge, and the fact that like your damage is getting increased for every bit of negative crit that you have in that broken string. So whenever you're doing that, whenever you're in that enhanced mode, like his performer, go gotcha, dance dance revolution, K-pop mode, whenever you're doing that, yeah, this is huge. But again, like, that's not to say that these are not good, because they are. His SR is huge. Like, if you manage to get it here, yeah, it's pretty big. But the biggest one, I'm pretty sure, is up to the fourth dupe, where it applies the might to everybody for 90 seconds. So he has a ton of support here, and the effects here are pretty good in his hands form. His go gotcha, dance dance revolution. You get a 12% damage boost, and if the crit rate is below, you get an additional boost. So if you don't have him set up like all the way properly, he just gets a big boost. And you're more than likely to have his R arms maxed out. I don't remember at what point it is that he does this for all allies, but the fact that you get like a ton of uses out of this, he has so much utility. If you need him to cover the bases of status, he can do that. If you need him to break the shield with the composure, he can do that as well. If you just need him, excuse me. If you just need him to boost your attack, he does that incredibly well. And this SSR is like insanely good. It's really good. Like in comparison to like all these other ones, like this is a really nice headshot. Like that's really dope. This is really dope too. But yeah, that's my overall outlook on Amai Mask. I think he's just a really, really good character. Like he is a great addition to your roster. Do you need him? Absolutely no. But does it make a difference? Yeah, yes it does. Absolutely it does. Especially for overpowered in particular. Yes. That's pretty much the difference. P0 P0 arms 1, he is just like really, really good addition to the overpower team if you were going in that direction, which I pretty much am at this point. Like the only thing I'm missing from my overpower team is Metal Knight, and at some point in time I'm going to get Metal Knight. I could just buy him. I could just buy him. I'm considering that, where I could just buy him because I already have his SSR arm, so I would have pretty much every basis covered except healing, which Genos can do. So even then, I don't think you need that. Like, that's how good the overpowered team is. But if you have him, for whatever reason, you have him like maxed out, like all the way maxed out, then he's just a universal support that is so absurdly good. Like, the damage, you would be insane not to put him on the team. Like, he is a must run on the team if you max him out. For whatever reason, if you max him out. And it's not like it's for whatever reason. Like, if you just want a universal support that you can put on any team and it's going to perform insanely well, because Amai Mask is his AI is actually really good, even though they don't do the best with the go-go gacha Dance Dance Revolution K-pop inputs. It's like, I would say 60-ish% of the time, like on average, it's pretty good how they handle it. And they do a better job about like getting out of the way of, you know, attacks and stuff than the average player. Because it seems like people aren't that good with like multitasking and looking at the screen and also getting out of the way of any attacks, which I would just say to try and get some like stats on them, like HP or defense, if that's the case, just to give them some more survivability. But you mainly want to have like damage on them. You know how absurdly broken this character would be if they even had like a little bit of life steal? This character would just be god. This character would absolutely be godly. But you know, even as it is right now, if there ever comes a point in time where there's a character that gives like a universal lifesteal buff, even a tiny one, yeah, my mask is just going to get better, because then you don't even have to think about what you're doing. You can just run in and do whatever, especially if you have a cleanser, right? So if you have all the pieces, yeah, it's pretty much like a done deal. He's really, really good. But yeah, that's my overview of my mask. If you guys like this sort of breakdown of characters and, you know, what their potentials are, what their kits can, you know, be at specific stages, let me know, and I'll do more videos like this. But that pretty much covers it. My mask is just really good. I just wanted to, you know, clear up any potential confusion or questions that people had on like Amai Mask, like should you summon for him or should you not? Yeah, you should summon for him. If you have the means to do so, you should summon for him. When I say do you have the means, I mean, are you able to go double heart pity on both his banner for the character and the SSR arms? If you can, then do so. That's the only condition. If you cannot, then don't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. You don't need the character. You really don't need the character, unless you're just like the biggest Amai Mask fan in the entire universe. Then I'd say, then, you know, go crazy. Just know that there's always that chance. You could get incredibly lucky, blessed with RNG, or it could just, you know, not go so great. So keep that in mind. But with that being said, feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe. All the support greatly helps out the channel, and I greatly appreciate all of you for watching. Thank you so much, and I will see you all in the next video.